Why aren't you trauma bonding with us?
Right. Send something. You haven't sent
We
a
need to hear how
meme in a
terrible
while.
your life is. We need to
Right.
know so that we can all bond
What are you
together. And
doing
it's
good?
this is Shana,
And Kris.
and we are Bad Queers. If you came out of the closet and got put in a box of stereotypes you don't belong to, then welcome to the Bad Queers Club.
All right. This week in Queer Urban Dictionary, I have third space, which are spaces that are neither home, which is the first space, nor work or school, which is the second space. For the queer community, third spaces offer a refuge where individuals can be their authentic selves without fear or judgment or reprisal. Third space.
All right. My Queer Urban Dictionary word of the week is tribid or tribadism. Tribid is a term typically applied to lesbians, as in one who engages in tribadism, sometimes translated as a rubster. That was a new one for me. So the terms tribadism or tribbing, commonly known by its scissoring position, is a sex act in which a person rubs their vulva against their partner's body for sexual stimulation, which may involve vulva to vulva genital contact. My sentence is that the term tribadism is stereotypically used in the context of lesbian sex, but it is something that aligns with anybody who has a vulva.
Great stuff.
All
Great stuff.
right, an act that we will dive into later this episode.
Mm.
So let's go ahead and praise, pray tell. Our first category is we're starting off with mess. We're not getting too into the weeds of this, so it's not really a trigger warning, but if hearing about this person is like a trigger warning, then fast forward to the next two sections, which are much lighter today. So, our first category is we're talking about the Epstein files and all that's been
Yeah.
happening around it.
This will probably be updated by the time this comes out because it's just changing fast as we
Mm-hmm.
report. So this today they had a vote in Congress in which House Republicans narrowly voted to block a Democratic effort forcing the Justice Department to release the Epstein files, which they long have said that they were going to release. The measure failed 211 to 210 along party lines, with all the present Democrats in favor and all Republicans opposed. Um, After this, got even messier. House Speaker Mike Johnson publicly broke with President Trump, calling for a full release of the Epstein documents, stating that he's for transparency, which we should put everything out there, and let people decide, which is interesting because he just voted against it. Johnson is urging Attorney General Pam Bondi to clarify her past statements about the client list that she said was on her desk, emphasizing his support for making all investigations available for public scrutiny. If you remember, this was a part of the Trump campaign. They said that they were going to release all of the files on Epstein, Martin Luther King Jr. files, JFK assassination files, which they've released some of them, and nothing big was found, as they all along the campaign said it would be. And Epstein, they won't release at all,
Mm-hmm.
or at least said last week that there's nothing to see here. He did die by suicide, and yeah, there's nothing to see here. No, nothing. Look away is basically what they were doing last week. But this is part of the red meat he sold to his base about exposing these elite pedophiles, which we all know there are so many photos of President Trump with Epstein, and Epstein called him his best friend once. So it's not hard to think why they're covering this up or not, wanting to release the files. But they can't just let this go. Trump keeps trying to swim move this, being like, y'all are still talking about this, but some of his base is saying release the files,
Mm-hmm.
but also contradicting themselves because they never really protect children. So Republicans
That's
are
the
going to
main thing
Republican.
about this. That's the main thing about this. And seeing on social media the trends and the writing on the wall that everybody is highly pointing out to. So y'all can't have drag queens read stories to the children, but you can't release the files of all of these people who are predators. and
Mhm.
dangerous to society and have high amounts of power that you are just going to
Mhm.
let stay hidden. I don't know who's flooding what money to the Republican Party, if they're writing them all big ass checks or what, but man, to the way that they unanimously will move forward in problematic things, even if Mike was trying to come back and say, well, I voted this way, but
Right.
we should still talk about it. Like, shut the fuck up.
That's just how they move. I don't know what it will take to expose them all as liars and again, never caring about children in the first place with this. But this is one that is like, I'm not, it shouldn't be surprisingly, but the only bipartisan thing that most regular folk agree on is like, yeah, release these files. Like, we've already signaled on like the liberal and left side of things. Like, I don't care who's in there. There's a lot of people that are Democrat that we have an idea of that are on the list, and we don't care. Let release the list. We don't care. The Republicans, at least the common folks, they're like, yeah, release the list. But we know there's a lot of money on that list. We know that first off, Epstein died or he committed suicide while Trump was in office the first time. So yeah, this is still just a con man being a con man. He knew that that was something that people wanted to see. He probably knows that there's things that would certainly damage his reputation. I don't think anybody's going to just let him be a pedophile.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. No one with money, because the poor people indicate that they do want to see it once and for all, but they're not going to let him release that because there's too many people on there that, are worth a lot of money. So
Hmm.
I don't think this goes away. I don't, this was like one of his things. Like, it was like transgender athletes, trans people, queer people, people of color, immigrants, and these Epstein files. He's gonna expose everybody. So he can't just
Yep.
I don't think he could just swim with this. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Like, his base
Should
is
be
like,
interesting.
no, girl, this is what I wanted. I wanted the wall and this. Like, they, you know. And as early as this year, Pam Bondi was again saying it's on her desk. So like, where is it? And now there's nothing. Mm-mm.
Yep.
So we will see.
Wild, wild behavior.
Hmm.
Wild behavior out here that we're just going to continue to see. So
Hmm.
hold all the people accountable. Call them out. Say the
Yeah.
stuff. All right. On a lighter note, our next category is we're talking about the Emmy nominations. So a lot of shows that feature a lot of queer folks have been nominated. So this is very exciting. Severance leads the way with 27 nominations. They are basically in every single category: the actor, lead actor and actress, supporting actor and actress, guest actor and actress, production, casting, choreography, directing, picture editing, music composition. It just goes on,
Catering. Like,
you
just
know,
they
like
literally got
behind the scenes.
everything best.
Like, thank you so much for all of this.
Uh,
So it's
Hospitality.
truly, they be like, actually,
Music.
small talk.
Small talk.
Yeah,
Small talk. That's good.
team bonding, team bonding, you know, all of those things. So excited to
They
see.
should be paid with the salary. That's what they should, like, a really fair and balanced pay, but we're not ready for that ever,
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful sets. So
Beautiful gowns. Beautiful
beautiful
gowns.
gowns. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Following up closely is The White Lotus. The White Lotus has 24 nominations. The main one that we're going to shout out is, of course, Natasha Rothwell, who has been nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama because we love her and love the things that she's doing. Even though White Lotus this year, I don't feel like White Lotus deserved all of these nominations. I was just like, y'all are
You know,
like, y'all did good,
HBO,
but not 24
Mike White. I
nominations.
know. I know.
Good.
Well, do you think it's, I mean, because I don't think it should get anything for writing, but I do think the acting was good. Like, I think the acting saved it for being such a dull season because there was a lot of like tensiony stuff and all that. Like, I
Hmm.
feel like
Hmm.
most people were really mad that it was just like blue balls. Like, it never,
Yeah.
it looks more exciting than it was, but like the acting I thought was pretty good. So I don't know,
Look, here's the thing.
happy for Natasha Rothwell.
Here's the
So
thing. The Blender was not nominated. And so I don't know
the
if I can believe that or agree
blender,
with that
man, or
because
those
the
seeds at
Blender
least.
was a
Because
great also
listen,
supporting or guest. It
mm,
could have been a guest.
Mm-hmm.
nomination. It did
Yeah,
what needed to be done. So the fact
it
that the
did.
blender was not nominated upsets
That
me.
is
It does.
hilarious. That blender,
Okay.
listen,
It deserved. It
it
deserved for
was
all the
part
work
of
that it did.
two very important scenes. Like it was,
Okay.
goodness,
Guest actor.
the
Guest
blender.
actor in a drama series. That's what it should have been nominated for, and
Yeah.
I support that fully. So that's where it is. The Last of Us got 16 nominations. Hacks has 14 nominations. There's this sci-fi series that I have never seen, but Andor got 14 nominations.
Hmm.
It's like has some queer representation in there. We love it. Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story got 11 nominations. RuPaul's Drag Race received 10 nominations. This is overall in history of, I believe in Emmy history, this is the highest nominations ever for a reality TV show. And like historically, all of the nominations that Drag Race has received, it's like the most in there. So very exciting for RuPaul. We love to see
Wonderful.
that. What We Do in the Shadows has 6 nominations. Will and Harper had 5 nominations. I still have to watch that.
Hmm.
Still watch that. The one with Will
What's Will
Ferrell
and
and his friend.
Harper? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I just like Will and Grace came in my head. I was like, wait a minute, that can't be.
I mean,
What is
it's
Will
kind
and
of that
Harper?
energy with the title
Yeah, I know
and
that's
doing that.
his
So,
train's best friend that you
yes.
said. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
that one. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Want to
Hmm.
watch that. It's
Well, I'm
like,
glad
I
it
feel
got a
like it's like
nomination.
another queer eye for the things.
Yeah.
So,
Do you like Will
hooray for
Ferrell?
that.
Are you a
I do.
person, some people feel very polarized about it.
Yeah.
Like,
They feel like some of the way that I can quote Anchorman
me
is
too. I mean,
absurd.
it's like you get it. You get
It's
it. I
so
get it.
good.
I will say now, looking back, like people would
It's
say
terrible.
he's just a screamer. Well,
Yeah.
those movies are all terrible, and I think I
They're all
knew it at the
terrible,
time, but
but we love
but they
it.
were funny.
It's
But
so
I know
funny.
he's the screamer and stuff, but I do think there's a like comedic art to him that people don't really appreciate. They think he just screams and takes his shirt off and is ridiculous, and I think he's so funny.
Yeah. No,
But
I
whatever.
actually think Will Ferrell is hilarious. And
Hmm.
yes, obviously, a lot of the things that he did don't age well, but they are so funny. Like,
Yeah,
it's the exact
yeah,
type of humor
effortless.
that I look for in a lot of the shows that are just like ridiculous funny.
Hmm.
And, if you're a
Yeah.
millennial in this day, you're saying, are we best friends now? Yep.
How
And you're
now,
keeping it
brown
pushing.
cow? Like all glass case of emotion, all the things, all the things.
Like,
When Step
the,
Brothers comes on, I am at least
you're
gonna watch
sat,
for a little bit. It is,
sat,
yeah, it was a time. It was a
kicking
time.
and screaming,
Oh, kicking and screaming was
you
crazy.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's just great. And then obviously he was on SNL during a really golden period. So
Yes,
we did have it good comedically. There was a
truly
lot of
did.
great talent. Bowen Yang is who gives me that same feeling now where he's like funny and everything. Like he could do anything and it's hilarious to me. So,
Hmm.
hmm.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to to Will
Yes, Will
Ferrell.
and Harper. Got it. Yes,
Will
got it
Harper. Very
there.
nice.
The Traders got 5 nominations. The documentary Pee Wee as himself got 5 nominations, which I don't think I
I
could
see
watch
it.
that.
I just never
I
want to click on
can't.
it.
I can't
Yeah.
do it.
Mm.
Mid-Century Modern got 4 nominations. Agatha All Along got 3 nominations, and the Four Seasons received 1 nomination, and it was for Coleman Domingo, and
All
that
right
feels
now.
right.
Yeah.
That feels right. So lots of queer representation in the shows that are happening. A bit of lack of diversity in some of them, but tale
It's
as old as
always
time. Again, like I feel like that's been the theme lately. Is I've just at least once per episode in our last few episodes is tale as old as time. But exciting to see more shows that have queer actors in them, queer actresses in them, queer people in them, getting some kudos. So congrats to all of these shows and their nominations. Uh, a lot more individuals have received that, like AO Edbury for the chef show. The Bear.
oh,
There we
the
go.
bear.
Man,
The
not me
bear.
blanking in that moment. So like
The
she's
bear.
been nominated, things like that. There's a lot of people who have received nominations. So we just wanted to give you the highlights. So you don't have to go and read all of these articles and check out what they're doing. So that's what's happening for the Emmys. We'll tune in.
Congratulations to the nominees, the ones that deserve it. Some
The key
of y'all
ones
don't.
that we like.
Some of y'all
Key
don't.
ones.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
All
Hmm.
right. So, seamless transition into our final category is let's fill y'all in on what we're watching because we haven't talked about what we're watching lately.
Hmm.
And very excited to get through that and see what is also on the watch list, especially for Kris.
Mm.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
glorious. It's gonna be glorious.
Hmm.
So yeah, well, I just recently, on my last flight that I just took, I started binge watching Ironheart.
I want to watch that.
It
You know,
is
I don't really care about
so
any of
good.
these comic book stuff, but
Yeah, like they
you know,
put
Black
like
Panther, right?
yes, like she
Yeah.
came in Wakanda Forever, and then
Mm-hmm.
now
There's that
she's
girl.
almost
Hmm.
becoming like the next Tony Stark in a way,
Okay.
but less problematic
That
ish based
I'll
on the
watch
stuff
it.
she
And
does.
I
Not
also
to
know
ruin it.
that
Yeah.
they were like shit posting it, racist shit posting it because she's black and a superhero because we can't
Yeah,
be superheroes or
but
anything.
it's so good. Like she is
Yeah.
so good
I
in it.
hear it's good.
Everything about it is good. Like it talks it just goes deep into like if you really wanted to like deeply think about it in terms of ethics with AI and what that looks like and
Mm.
relationships and what we have to do to get money to do things. Like it's just the whole story is so good. And
Nice.
you
Okay.
don't even have to have the full history of Marvel to
Mm-hmm.
watch and appreciate. They do have little nuggets because it is tied into the Marvel universe. And so there are some crossovers with some of the characters and some of the storylines, but it's not anything that you would have needed to watch all of the Marvel stuff to understand.
And that's the biggest point too for
Yep.
us non-comic girlies. So
Yeah. It's
I'll watch it.
so well done.
That's good.
So well done. And it's an
Sounds
easy
like great
watch.
writing.
Yeah. Great, great characters, great actors, like great cast. It's very diverse,
Mm. That's
all
always
of
good.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Support.
we love to see it. It's great. If you haven't watched it, watch it. This is how we keep these shows running on platforms like Disney. So get amongst it. I finished the new season of All American.
Okay.
Got through
I never
that. They
got
did
into
it.
All American, and like I
Oh
never
yeah.
watched an episode of All American, but I see it and I'll be like, oh, I should watch it. Like I don't know
Oh.
why I like there's a fence there, like
Uh,
it's locked. Like I'm just like I can't. But it looks, great. I know it's been on for a while though, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mini
What
seasons.
season
They're
was this?
starting to. Well, that's a good question.
Is it like it's certainly the past like
Like
5?
eight,
Okay, yeah.
8 or 9.
It seems like it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
mm,
And
okay.
they've done well with it. They're now it's at the point where they're starting to usher in the new era of
Okay.
students because all of the original cast and characters are graduating college and getting jobs and
Oh,
doing all the
okay.
things. So now it's like they're crossing over the story of like the previous cast members kind of going off and being the adults
Oh,
in their town and the impact of the kids that have now come in and then they've interwoven storylines between the original cast members and then these new cast members. So,
hmm. Is it about a high school?
yeah,
What is it
it's about
about?
multiple high schools,
Okay.
but mainly
Okay.
around like one student, but then it builds out to these main core characters that have been around for a majority of the
For a
seasons.
while. Hmm. Okay. All American.
Yeah, it's a good show. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And the spinoff is great too, All American Homecoming. That's based at a
Hmm.
HBCU. And
Oh, wow.
that's great. And like, yeah, it's a good
That's
watch.
good.
It's a good lighthearted watch. It's around sports,
Hmm.
drama and the family and growing up between rich side of LA to like
Oh, LA
Compton
base.
type thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all of that.
Mm.
And it's
Okay.
really funny because the number one thing that I always get like asked questions about with this show is
Hmm.
everybody just be showing up at people's houses at any time. And I said, it is not that easy to drive around LA the way that y'all are driving around LA. Like y'all are coming from like this part of LA to this part of LA
Yeah.
and saying like, oh, like I was just in the neighborhood. No, you weren't.
Yeah.
You had to drive
That's
an
so
hour and a
funny.
half to stop by for 10 minutes to tell me something and then leave to go back to the other side of town, then to go by the
Yeah.
beach, to then go downtown. Like there's no, y'all
You
just
don't
never hit
just
traffic.
be in
Never
the
hit traffic.
neighborhood unless you're for real in the neighborhood. Like it's massive. So that's
Yes.
very funny.
Yes, and
Hmm.
that's the part that always gets me because people just be showing up at people's houses, and I'm like, you were just over here, and now you're at the opposite end of it. Like I know LA's map. Y'all are at the opposite place. That's the only thing that pisses me
So
off about
funny.
it. But this is me as an adult watching a show that is
Mhm.
mainly
They're
for
like
like
suspend that belief, you
high
know.
schoolers.
Yeah. You just met, I mean, LA traffic will scar you because it's 24/7, it feels like.
Yep,
So,
yep,
yeah.
yep. And
Mm-mm-mm.
then what else am I watching? I was like my typical. You all know I love my firefighter shows. I love my SVU. And we are making moves through SVU. We're very close to being caught up. It's
Wow.
wild. I'm so,
That's
this has been
crazy.
years in the making. I'm so
That's
close.
crazy.
So
That's so
close.
many seasons.
So many. And I love it. And I love it. And in between that, it's
Wow.
really funny because whenever I turn on the like cable app, I will
Hmm.
go and still watch the earlier versions when I'm still like watching, like, because
Still
I'll just
watching.
have it on. I'll just have it
Mm.
on. It's just like white
It's
noise
your
for me
comfort
now.
show?
It
Yeah.
is. As
Yeah.
fucked
That's
up as
so
that
funny.
is. It's like the people who listen to like their murder mystery documentaries and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what SVU is for me. That's
Yeah.
what
I
it
have
is.
some bad comfort shows or, series that are like that where it's just like this shouldn't be comforting at all. So
This shouldn't be comforting. But
it
yeah.
shouldn't.
So yeah, SVU. And then I finished 911. So now I'm on 911 Lone Star. I think I'm
Mm.
on season 3
Mm-mm-mm.
of it.
So many.
So yeah. So that's what we're currently watching.
Okay.
I have a lot of things coming up next. Will I be watching the new Medea movie? Yes, I will.
Mm.
Yes, I will. Actually, as of this recording, I will be watching it tomorrow. Have a friend coming over. We have
Okay.
decided that we're watching it. Um,
All right.
I was just at the Atlanta show for the Beyonce, and Tyler Perry was at the show that I was at. So I'm like,
Hmm.
all right, you got me. I'll watch it. So got to do that. Ginny in Georgia.
Never talked about Tyler.
You
Go
know,
ahead.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know nobody asked,
Didn't talk about Tyler.
but I was gonna answer it. I'm gonna keep going. I started Forever on Netflix. I also started Severance, but I kept falling asleep because I kept trying to watch it on the plane, and then I'd be on the plane and it'd be the quiet music, and then I go to sleep. So
Yeah.
really, I just need to like, I'm like 3 episodes in, even though I've watched like 6 episodes, I think.
Okay.
We'll get there. And I also
Mm.
started Swagger on Apple. That was a good one. And so then I want to watch Big Mouth. Now that Scandal is just everywhere, I want to get Scandal from the beginning. Loot.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Loot is
that's probably the
good.
next step.
Loot's fun.
I know I've gotten through season 1. I just haven't watched the next
Okay.
season. So
Got it.
got to get to the next season on that because I
Hmm.
loved the first season. It was so good. Maya Rudolph was amazing.
So funny.
So yeah.
Wonderful. All right. So I'll start off with what I've finished up, which is Your Friends and Neighbors. I'm really on like an Apple TV kick right now. But Your Friends and Neighbors is really good. I'm a big John Hamm fan, or at least a Mad Men fan. I don't know John Hamm, so I'll say Mad Men fan because I don't know. He might have done something crazy. Godfather of Harlem season 4 just wrapped up and it was good, but I have some thoughts about them casting Rome Flynn as Frank Lucas. I was like,
Mhm.
what?
Huh.
Okay. All right. I mean, you want a crowd. So
Right.
yeah, like, all right. I started the studio on Apple TV and the morning show. I'm 4 episodes into the morning show, which is really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, you liking
Very
it?
good so far. Very good so far. Like the writing, like the pace. Love to see where this is gonna go. I know it's like
Uh-huh. I've already
what
pre-warned you.
3 seasons in or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
three
So
seasons.
okay, we'll see where it
Pissed off
goes.
at the third season, but first and second season,
Mm,
very good.
okay. They say that about the Bear too. We were talking about this in pre-pro that they're
Hmm.
like season 1 and 2 of the Bear is good, but season 3 was crazy. On Netflix, I watched all of the train wreck series docs. So the Astro World tragedy with Travis Scott, the poop cruise with
You watched the poop
Carnival.
cruise?
The poop cruise was crazy. I remember the poop cruise thing happening. I was like, oh God,
Yeah.
that's awful. That's just awful. And I was like, of course, Carnival.
Yep.
American Apparel, the cult of American Apparel is what it's called. That was
Hmm.
good to watch. Very interesting. The ex-American Apparel guy who did all this like shitty stuff works with Kanye now. I was like, it like ends that way. I mean, it's public knowledge,
Stop.
but I was like, of course he does. The
That's
real
so funny.
Project X was interesting. I watched if you've seen the Project X party movie, um, that was like after my generation. Like I watched that movie and I was like, this is stupid. I know it's a big party movie for other folks. But they really had one in the Netherlands and it was a crazy documentary to watch. Like it was like so early Facebook. Like this girl, for whatever reason, made her birthday party public on Facebook
Hmm.
and like 100,000 people RSVP'd. But she tried to delete the event, but they made copy events. So then all
Right.
these people just show up to this small town and like trash it. It's crazy. Um, and then, oh my God, the Titan Ocean Gate doc on Netflix is
Bruh.
just insane to watch. Like it is just like they have so much behind the scene footage and years ago of just this entire disaster from the beginning to end. And it is crazy. You just have to watch it. Shana, I know you haven't watched it yet. You have
No,
to
I'm
watch
like,
it. It's
could I
it's
do
like
it?
it's you can. It's so infuriating. It's not supposed to be funny at times, but it really is because this man was so delusional and there were people telling him, but he was so hell-bent on like making his plan work that he killed those people. But yeah, and like yeah, just watch it and report back because
Okay.
it's insane. And
Add it to the list.
it isn't multi episodes. It's just one. Sometimes I like it better that way. A documentary is just whoop,
Yeah, because
straight
I mean,
through,
that's
you
usually
know.
how we watch documentaries. I
I
don't need it in
know.
parts.
Like,
Just let me
yeah,
watch this
just get
hour
to
and a
it.
half special and get
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, like God damn. And you know, this next one is like that. The Mortician, which is on HBO Max. It's a
Hmm.
documentary. It's like a three episode series. Is wild. Three or four.
What is that
But it's
about?
about this is this true story of this funeral home family like business there in LA. They were like this highly touted, respected family, and I forgot what LA suburb it was in, but anyways, the like grandson completely like this, I mean, he was evil, but anyways, he was like doing all this like terrible illegal shit with the bodies, like cremating all these bodies at once and like mixing the remains in the urns and giving it to people. He like no, he did go to jail for it. He did kill some people just on the side. Like he was just crazy. And then you learn that like the family been doing fuck shit for years. That was the
Yeah.
twist. But watch it. It's public knowledge too. He did go to the guy who did it got released from jail because of COVID a couple years ago because he was like in jail for obviously a long time. Um, but it's just a crazy one where they have like the actual perpetrator talking about it too, but then he's like, it's not just me, it's my family. And it's like, of course it's your family. Of course, sir. So then they go back and show you like the family's been doing some shicey stuff. And then just
Hmm.
also the mortuary, how that kind of rose in America. So it's like it's a lot of pseudo science stuff and it's not really
Hmm.
regulated. So it's an interesting doc. So watch that. And then on my watch list, of course, I have Love Island in all SVU like volume of episodes I have to get through. I think they've just finished up because I see all of the season review stuff. And then I want to watch Forever on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna double back to that. And Hacks, I forgot Hacks, the newest season. So yeah, those are our shows. Make sure you watch that Titan Ocean Gate though, because
Okay. I am.
it was
All right.
wild.
I'll circle back on that
Yeah, shit was
because
wild.
wow.
Yeah, girl,
Wow.
so wild, so
I mean,
wild.
just when we were watching it live, like it still feels like a
Yeah,
made up point in time that we were like,
it should be.
hey, did you see this man who used a video game controller and no windows to go into the water thinking that it would be safe and fine? And people paid
Hmm. People
top
paid money.
dollar to go on this death trap.
Yeah,
And you
exactly
brought
what it was
your
too.
child on it too. Is
That's the only person who I feel sorry for in that. Like I'll say rest in peace to that child. Um, Everybody else, it's just nuts. But it also is a indictment on like rich white men and just rich white people. The Stockton Rush, the CEO who died under like he's like generationally wealthy and so was his
mhm.
wife. So like there were people who did whistleblow, but he had threatened to like he's like I could pay $50,000 and ruin your life. And he was on that. Like he was about that time. Like even his past workers he tried to be like, "Hey, like he shouldn't be do that." He like took him to court and was like kind of winning. So it's like it's really could have been prevented so many times, but he was a very wealthy white man. So and he wanted to get it done. So, you know, they're usually undefeated for the
Yeah.
last hundreds of years. So, anyways, let's move on to our advice segment. Am I a bad queer? Got something on your mind? Don't keep it to yourself. Send your questions to badqueers.com. Hit us up on IG at badqueerspod or email us at badqueers@badqueers.com. All right. This first one is from Mimi. Mimi asks, am I a bad queer for ghosting my chosen family's group chat? My chosen family means the world to me. We've been through a lot together, especially as Black and brown queers in a conservative city. Every combo is, but I'm sorry, but recently our group chat has turned into a nonstop venting machine. Every combo is about trauma, breakups, doom scrolling, or politics. I
Mm.
tried to be supportive at first, but it's starting to affect my mental health. I muted the chat and eventually stopped replying altogether. Now someone called me out for abandoning the community. I get that we all
Not
need a place to be
abandoning.
real. That's like a lot. Like,
Okay.
like
Wow.
I would get in trouble all the time. Okay. I would have no community. Girl. I get that we all need a place to be real, but I also need space to take care of myself. Am I a bad queer for emotionally checking out, even from my chosen family? Mimi. No, you're not a bad queer for this.
Kris is
I
like, I
think they're
actually condone
crazy.
this behavior.
I'm the worst person to ask about this because I will chat with you and then go do something and I'll be like, damn, days later, I didn't answer them back. So I would be abandoning the community. No, you gotta protect your peace and no one can tell you what you like this is wrong for protecting your peace because they have the right to vent and you're not telling them not to vent. And you're also not centering yourself being like, oh, can we talk about something else? Like you maybe I don't know if I would have I guess I could have texted and just said, hey, going to mute this space for a while because I need my space or whatever.
Hmm.
Or text somebody important in that group chat that you're most close to because there's always somebody you're closer to. And tell them like, hey girl, I gotta step back a little bit and then have them
Yeah.
communicate that to the rest of the group. But you're not abandoning the community and not everybody needs to be in their trauma circle and like contribute. Like there's enough people, it seems, uh for the chat to be popping. So I don't know why they are singling you out, but I think just a conversation with them should clear it up. Like they really shouldn't be mad if you just tell them what's going on. What do you think, Shana?
I just love that they're like, why aren't you trauma bonding with us?
Right. Send something. You haven't sent
Um,
a,
we
a
need to hear how
meme in a
terrible
while.
your life is. We need to
Right.
know so that we can all bond
What are you
together.
doing good? Yeah.
And it's fair. I have that happen too. I am the same where I will disappear from it until something positive comes in and then I'll join. It's almost like my like little reward. Like, all right, I want to
Mm-hmm.
participate now because we're talking about like fun things. And then I
Mm-hmm.
peace out anytime it becomes too serious or we're just venting. Everybody's just every day. I hate this. I hate whatever. I'm like, I don't care. But the steps that Kris
Yeah.
said, especially like picking the closest person in the group to say it or just saying to the group, like, hey, this has actually impacted my mental health. So I'm just taking a break from it.
I'm sorry. I was just laughing, thinking I probably wouldn't even see that abandoning the community message because
The
y'all would
abandoning
have
the
been saw.
community is
I'm
wild.
not,
If I had seen
I'm
that
not.
message, I probably would have just gone ahead and exited and be like, full abandonment.
I would have missed
Bite.
the whole thing because I probably wouldn't have been paying
Wouldn't have
attention.
even
So
been in
y'all
there.
would have been talking about something else, and I would have missed the whole thing. Like,
Yeah, it just
so
goes to show that like you're just lurking in the group chat, which is a thing that happens in a lot of communities and things like that. So that's okay. But yeah,
mhm.
no. If you want to send something that's just like, yeah, y'all, I'm here. I'm just not participating much if you feel the need to, but also if you feel like they're just being dramatic or something, then just remove yourself. I don't know why people are afraid to like remove themselves from group chats. Like just go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
Go ahead and do it. Like
they'll
if
be
y'all need
fine.
something, just text me. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna still hang out.
Yeah.
We're gonna see each other in person. It is okay. Like you don't have to stay in group chats that don't provide value to you.
Hmm.
I love leaving a group chat.
Yeah. Don't stay in that. Like, it's fine. A quick text should just clear this up. So,
Truly.
yeah. And
Truly that.
if you wanted to lurk quietly and just lurk, you should be able to lurk in peace. Shout out to the people who just want to lurk in peace. I don't gotta say nothing.
Yeah. You don't got
Having like minimum communication requirement and all that. Like it's like this is just a group chat. Like y'all got it. So
right.
good luck, Mimi.
You got this. All right, our next Am I a Bad Queer comes from Esther. Esther says, am I a bad queer for not liking TikTok culture? I know it's supposed to be fun, affirming, help build community, but whenever I scroll through, I just feel like it's continuing to rehash the problematic stereotypes of our community. The endless skits about dating stereotypes, thirst traps, micro labels. mass versus femmes. I don't relate to any of it. Am I a bad queer for wanting queer community that isn't so chronically online, curated, and hashtag based? Esther.
Hmm.
Esther, I do see this a lot. It does happen. But I feel like we're now having the space where we can kind of just like poke fun at some of the stereotypes. And then it's also very much showing who the people are that are just going to stand 10 toes down in queer stereotypes because it helps them. But there's so many people who are doing really great things and really inclusive things that I feel like if you just continue to dig around, you'll find the people, and then TikTok will then make your algorithm what it is. But if it isn't, then this is also a really great excuse just to get off TikTok and
I
to
mean,
find
that's where.
this community in person. Like you don't have to be there. You don't have to see
Mm-mm.
it. It's,
Mm-mm.
somehow you've engaged with enough stuff that is popping up. But there's so many really great people who push past these narratives that you could follow and
Yeah.
engage with.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, you got to retrain your algorithms, to things you like or get off. Get off
Or get
TikTok.
off.
Just get
Get
off.
off.
Like it's
I
fine.
was like, who
Because I
knows if
think
it's going to exist soon again? So
that
we're still
part,
waiting.
I feel like I heard some things like they're building a
A
US
US based
version or
one.
something. Yeah.
I'm like, is
But
that going to wipe out everybody's content? Who knows?
I
We'll
think
find
so. It
out.
might click reset on everything. But yeah, like it's just I don't think there's anything wrong with queer TikTok culture. It's its own thing. I think it's cool and unique and all that. And I'm not a person that's, I get the things like sent to me more than actually being on the app. So I'm biased here,
Hmm.
but with any platform, you don't have to be on there. That's number one. And number two is just like you could curate your space with most of them. Like, um, so get to liking stuff, get to searching stuff, topics and people that you like, and um, if you have like friends that are interested in very niche things like you are, like search their pages or ask for recommendations so you could get closer to kind of building your sphere of things. TikTok
Hmm.
is how powerful or how great or how much time would it take to curate a TikTok like algorithm? I not on there enough to know, and I haven't like built mine up to like the
Yeah.
way it is with like Instagram or yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
Instagram at this point. Yeah.
I was like, I think it's fairly quick. Like TikTok has a really good, I'm pretty sure the AI that they use behind it is very helpful. And you start to
Hmm.
make those adjustments pretty quickly. But also, they have a friends tab. So if you
Hmm.
follow the people that you want to follow, you could literally ignore the random tab and just go to the friends tab and scroll
Okay.
through the things that
See.
you follow. So if in case you didn't know that that button existed, um, just do that. Just follow the people that you
Yeah.
want and then go to your little friends tab and go from there and then tell your friends to send you stuff that they're following. And that will also help train everything as well. But yeah, only engage with the things that you want to. Don't sit and watch the stuff that you don't want to because that will make your algorithm think that you want it. And use that friends tab.
Mm. Hmm. Good luck. Or just get off. Just get off
Or
there.
or
Just get off.
or leave.
Leave. Hope that helps, Esther. Thank you. All right. This last bad queer is from Anonymous. We'll name them Holly. Holly says, am I a bad wife if I left my husband because he's homophobic? My son recently came out to my husband. Really, it's no, you're not. You're not a bad wife. You're a
Already
great
starting off that
person.
way. Like,
Yeah, you're just
I'm just gonna
that's
say probably
actually
leave.
at the
Do
stop
it.
there after that question mark.
Yep.
My son recently came out to my husband and I. It was a positive experience when he came out to me. I love my kids no matter what, but when he returned from talking to his father, it was the exact opposite. They have had an amazing relationship playing sports together, board games, and they always talk. When my husband came in to talk to me about it, he was visibly angry and saying all sorts of inappropriate things about our son, including how our son is a disappointment to him. I've since moved my son and I to my sister's nearby until we could get this sorted, but I feel like I need to have a divorce. What do you all think? Wow. Holly,
Mm.
this is deep. Um,
Hmm.
sucks. It's not the best time to get divorced, I'll tell you that. I feel like this is something that you should absolutely be separated from your husband for, like you have. And I don't know if you financially can afford to do that over a longer period of time or if your sister's okay with you staying there. Um, I don't know any more details about your husband other than what obviously you described. So I don't know like the chances of him changing are or how quick he is to change. I don't know if this is just like such a very angry and misguided reaction. But the disappointment part and all that is like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's gonna get better. Like that just is sounds like his just that's where his moral compass is and his whatever. Not looking good. Not looking good. I would say for anybody to try everything you can before you get to divorce. Again, it's not the best time, job wise, economy wise, or whatever, but you do have to protect your peace and your child, and there's nothing wrong with what you did. So, I don't know if y'all go to a mediator, do y'all talk to someone? Your son is always gonna remember this experience, and I'm not gonna say that your safety is compromised here, because I don't know that, but it could be. So this is very complex. So yeah, I would have another conversation with him, tell him your feelings about it, tell him that you're not going to, this is something you're not going to stand for and willing to file for a divorce over if he doesn't, change his views and get help, apologize, all these things. But this also sounds really ingrained. So I don't know, you know, it's
Yeah.
it's a terrible situation. So, but divorce isn't for everybody, isn't just okay, we're getting a divorce. That's why I'm like, ooh, but it's like probably the worst time with things. But you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I think it's good that you have been able to create a separation for a bit for this to cool down. Um, Hoping that the time that has gone by between us reading this and you going through this experience has improved. I agree with Kris. Definitely, maybe some family therapy, mediator between you two directly. It sounds like it was a shock to the system. And also, you've been married to this man for a while. I would think that some of these conversations would come up because there are a lot of people who are fine with queer friends and, they pull
Hmm.
that card. But then once it happens in the house, they just don't know what to do with it. And maybe historically, they haven't known what to do. They never thought it would happen to them. Maybe he thought that he knew his son, and all of a sudden, this is brand new information, and he just wasn't equipped to be able to do that. I know when I came out, I had something similar happen. My mom did not respond well, but my dad responded fine. My mom has since come around. And so is it to the point that you do need to get a divorce, or is it to the point that like time and effort and conversations and learning need to happen so that this can all come back to? If it gets to the point where you feel like you're unsafe and your son is unsafe, then absolutely I am for the divorce. But it also seems like there could be some underlying things that just need to be uncovered before getting to that point. And if you're open to it, to go for it. But if there's any level of safety that's in there, then get out, move on, do the
Yeah.
things. But if it's one of those where you're just like, I just need to do this for my son and we need to have a better understanding and know that we need to get on the same page of how we're raising our kid, then that's more conversations. There's some actionable things that can happen and would encourage that. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Prayers to you and your son. My goodness. That's a difficult situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it for the this week's Am I a Bad Queer? Send your questions to badqueers.com. Hit us up on IG at badqueerspod or email us at badqueers@badqueers.com.
All right, what type of bad queers will we be if we didn't have unpopular queer opinions? We are going to do this a bit differently, but in the same way. If you've been on the internet at any point since the ultimatum has aired, you all remember that they had that conversation during the reunion about how lesbian sex is defined and what that looks like. So on the episode, Joanna Garcia Swisher pointed out that Mel omitted telling her original partner, Marie, about what exactly happened physically between her and Dana. And Dana is still Still a little mystery as well. She just keeps being like, me and Megan have talked about what happened, and that's all y'all need to know. And that's all y'all get. And that's all we're
Yeah.
going to discuss. Um, so our token straight of the season has turned to the cast to ask them to define lesbian sex. And so we thought it would be a really good discussion for us to have here on what we think our definition of lesbian sex is, queer sex looks like, and know that the definitions are different for everybody. And this is just kind of how we look at it. But we thought it would be a fun conversation to add for us to discuss what we feel lesbian sex is.
Yeah. First off, let me just say with what a masterful job Dana and Mel have done to keep just you talk about evading stuff. Like they have each and every way just been like tight-lipped on whether they had sex or not. I think they
Mm-hmm.
did, but we never know exactly what went on or what production magic there was. So for
Yes.
me, when this little B-roll package or just little package rolled on the Queer Ultimatum reunion, I was like, that's cool. That's for the people who don't know. For me, lesbian sex is any combination of fingering, penetration, rubbing vulva, eating pussy or ass, scissoring, tribbing. So if Mel and Dana did any combination of that, then that was sex to me. Like that would be what I would be like, okay, you had sex, you fucked that bitch. So I don't know if any of those if they did any of that in the category, it might be wide ranging, but like that is lesbian sex to me. It could be a combo of any of those things. Like, what is your
Yes.
hand doing now? What did it do down there? Like it shouldn't be down there.
You just made a
I'm gonna
build
round
your
it up.
own menu.
Yeah.
Like
Yep,
here,
it's
add
a
your own
menu. It's a
ingredients to
if
this.
if you did any of this, because they, again, they like swim move through all of the like, and with a better and queer host, they would have
Hmm.
asked them straight up,
Would have
like, all right,
asked
fuck the
fully.
bullshit. Like, did y'all fuck or what? Did you finger her? Y'all finger pop? Y'all, again, ask the questions that should have been asked. So
Hmm.
those things are lesbian sex to me. What's lesbian sex to you? Or queer sex?
Lesbian queer sex for me is almost similar to like how we break down the bases. You hit first base, second base, third base, but each of them are types of sex. It's just how much more things go into holes. I
Mm-hmm.
guess it's like how many holes. It's like each base you're adding a hole is my
That's
thing.
so funny.
Is how we do that. And each base can be a form of sex, but for the most part, anything similar to you, anything that involves fingers and mouths on lower extremities,
Love the
whether
lower
it's from
extremities. That
behind, from the
expands
butt.
it. Come on,
Okay.
medical.
Okay. Anything that's on those lower extremities, scissoring.
Man.
I think dry humping is also sex because just because you're not like touching, you're still going off. Toys being involved, that is still sex, even if like nothing actually touches, but you are penetrating or going over the top. Because like for me, this is probably TMI. Sorry, brother, if you're listening to this, but like I'm not a huge penetration person, but
That's
I
right,
am.
your brother. You're like, yeah, you can skip
Like,
this
sorry.
episode. Yeah, don't even
But
worry about this episode.
but
Yeah,
like I'm not big on
don't even worry.
penetration. So it's like if people are just defining sex as penetration, that's that's not me. So I'm just
Mhm.
like, hey, anything that involves the fingers and the mouths and the toys going on the lower extremity of the body is sex to me.
Yeah, just anything, and that's really honestly the just lower extremity, your body part touching, rubbing, fucking, penetration,
Okay?
any of those things. Those are
Smacking,
that's
tapping,
sex. Yep. Yeah.
talking,
I
laughing,
remember
loving,
growing up,
pleasing.
like you so stupid. In the hetero world, there'll be some girls that are like giving head wasn't
Wasn't
sex,
sex.
which because it wasn't penetration. Whereas
And I'm
like
like, you
for
haven't heard of
certain
oral
communities, it was like, no,
sex?
that was absolutely sex
So
as well. Actually,
oral
a little bit more
sex.
intimate to some people.
A lot
So
more.
a lot more. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a lot more, but I was like, oh wow. I always thought
Because
that
I
was so interesting
equate
that straight
that
people got that off.
to
Like,
going down on a vulva as well. Like I'm just like, how is that
yeah.
not sex? Or like giving hand jobs. Then
Yeah.
they'd be like, that's not sex. And I'm like, that's sex.
That's sex. That's sex. Yeah,
Again,
that's true. They
lower
did the hand
extremities.
job too. Yeah.
Lower extremities.
They lower extremities, like
Okay.
any
Oh, I
rubbing,
just
any
I just
any
dry humped
anything.
on their leg, but like nothing
Yeah,
touched. And I'm like,
that as
you
well.
thrusted lower extremity on that for a purpose. You weren't just doing that for nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Also intent with that too, because it's like, let's just
intent.
say, let's just say
Okay.
that Mel and Dana didn't actually do any of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. And
Something
it's still
happened.
like you say, and I think with your bases, it covers it because if you're like, I don't think they just did first base stuff. And it's like Dana took her. I shouldn't include this in here, but from everything we saw, because I was like, the shirt taken off, like they had a good time, it seems like. And there's nothing wrong with the time that they had. I just think that I would round it up to sex. Like Dana could be like, we really only just like, I mean, we was touching, but it was like we still had on clothes and all that. Like I would probably still round it up at this point. It just seems like it was intimate. And the intent was to get pleasure off of it. So I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
also part of
The
it.
intent
Like the intent.
can be there.
You're
Yeah.
trying to
I
pleasure someone else and yeah,
mm-hmm.
that's sex.
And that includes the umbrella of types of pleasure because pain is
Hmm.
pleasure to some people.
Hmm.
I was like the romancing, the words, like there's a lot that goes under this. So it's not
Yeah.
just as simple, but there's a lot that goes into it. Did you see the interview where Mel, like somebody called out, I think it was Two Dykes and a Mic, which I appreciated because they specifically asked, like, we heard the moaning. So are
Right.
you telling me that there wasn't anything? And Mel was just like, we don't know if I was in the room or not for the moaning. She could have
All
just
right.
been
Okay.
masturbating. It could have
All
been all
right.
this stuff. And Two Dykes and a Mike had a field day with Mel's
Okay.
response on that. And I was just like, you go several seats.
Probably smirked when they did that. We
And
both saw
did.
that same YouTube
And
video.
did. Man,
Breaking
shout
down
out to
the
homegirl that said if
yeah,
you're
she
triggered
didn't
by
need to.
Mel's smirk, we're gonna watch that. Um, but shout out to her for putting that video out there because it needed to be talked about.
Yeah, I wish it was there. That's so funny to me. Like every time I see it, like I'm like, I can't believe somebody did a whole little video on
Just
Mel's
a smirk.
like smirk. And I was like,
It needs to be
no.
talked about.
And it's valid. Yeah, I was like, no, that smirk was something. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, like shout out to them for holding this down. They are holding this down. Like Mel and Dana to the very end, they're like,
I don't know.
even if we're
They
not
got
talking, they are just
they
gonna
got a
keep
Beyonce
that.
level NDA
They
between them.
really do. Like they
Beyonce
really
level
have a
NDA.
pack. I mean, they have tattoos, matching tattoos. So,
Right.
that probably, kind of fused it.
Hmm.
So, anyways, matching tattoos is sex as well. So, matching tattoos is sex.
I'm
So,
screaming.
might as well be. Yeah. Mm-mm. Still did it. So, well, this was fun.
This was
I
fun.
think we defined it to the
I
best
like
of
it.
our abilities, at least. That's
Yes,
what sex is for us.
for
So,
us. All
mhm.
right. Well, no better way to go ahead and wrap up the show. But we would never leave you without giving shout outs to our faves. I'm giving a throwback shout out for the folks who don't know that this exists and things like that for the Same Difference documentary. This came out in 2015.
So
It's a
good.
compelling documentary about lesbians who discriminate against other lesbians based on gender roles. This was directed by Nneka Onuorah, who has been on the pod. It's Pod Fam. Love Nneka. Shout out to Nneka. It takes an in depth look at the internalized heteronormative gender roles that have become all too familiar within the African American lesbian and bisexual community. So go watch it. Go support Nneka. Nneka's always creating great stuff. But definitely watch this documentary.
That was such a good one. My shout out is to Outdoor Afro, where Black people and nature meet. This nonprofit organization reconnects Black people to our lands, water, and wildlife through outdoor education, recreation, and conservation. You can download their app in the App Store and follow them on IG at Outdoor Afro.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Take care.
Can we talk about things? I'm sorry that I'm